Hello, beautiful ladies. Dr. Cari here. I love the lightning bolt behind me. I am here to talk to you about your memory. What the heck is going on with your memory? So, one of the things I talk about a lot is this transition and what's happening for us instead of happening to us. So one of the things that's happening with your memory is really great. When we are in the fertility years, our biological role, what we are biologically supported to do, is to procreate and ensure the survival of our offspring. Okay, that is literally our role. And our memory, our mind works in a way to help us do that. We are really great in general at multitasking because we've got to be able to take care of whatever's here, watch our offspring, look out for a saber-toothed tiger. We got to be doing a lot of things at once. Now we know, anybody who's been through those years knows that it can get a little crazy and a little out of balance, right? So as we transition into the menopausal years, our biological role is shifting. It is no longer our job to keep those little ones alive in the same way. Our job changes. Our job now is to ensure the survival of the species by teaching them how to survive and thrive, right? So if we were the midwife, we're now training somebody else to be in that midwife role. If we're the healer, we're training somebody else to play the healer role. We are imparting what we have learned in our life and teaching that to the younger generations so that they can survive and thrive. So what we need in order to be able to do that is the ability to monofocus, is the ability to go within, be still, and listen to our higher self, to see what knowledge needs to be imparted. So if our brain is focusing on everything that's outside of us, then we won't be able to go in and be still. Well, it's not our job anymore to make sure everybody's okay. Now it's our job to go in and listen and then impart what we have learned from our life back to those around us so that they can survive and thrive. Now this role has really been lost in our culture. It's been a big empty space. And if you look at where we are right now, it's fairly devastating. There's really a question, is the human race going to survive beyond a certain set point, right? It's heartbreaking. I was talking with a young girl the other day and she was saying she was really struggling because she just didn't know if she had a future. Not her personally, but humanity. Wow. We never thought about that when we were younger, right? That just wasn't part of our reality, and it is part of these young people's reality. And I believe part of that is because the wise woman was sort of removed from our culture. It was even removed from our consciousness. So now is a time for us to really step into this new role. So we're talking about brain changes. So one of those brain changes is you may not be as good at multitasking. That's okay. What I want you to get good at is listening. Because listening is where we hear what we need to hear and what knowledge is needed for our next generation to thrive and survive. So if you are noticing other changes in your brain, like brain fog, and you can't remember where things are, and you're starting to wonder if you have dementia, know that that might be a sign that you're in what we call an imbalance, what I call a syndrome, perimenopause or menopausal syndrome. That's not a normal part of this transition. So not being so good at multitasking anymore, normal part of the transition. Not being so interested in what others are doing in the same way as you used to, part of this transition. But not being able to remember, where you set your keys and all that, that says that something's in balance and there's some stress on your body that is affecting your hormone production, and that effect is affecting your brain. So it is an important thing to pay attention to. And to get some support around if you are noticing these brain changes. Because as our hormones stop being made in our ovaries, which are really good at making them, and now they're being made in conjunction with our adrenals have a lot of other functions. Our ovaries, their only function is to make your hormones. Okay, to hold eggs, to put eggs out, to make hormones, that's the job. But our adrenals do lots of things. And so if our adrenals, which are stress organs, glands that produce stress hormones, if they're overtaxed, they're not going to do such a good job at helping in making your hormones now. When those estrogen levels go down, your brain suffers. It is not a thing to mess around with. Now, I don't believe that hormone replacement therapy is the best answer always, because it might be in some cases. I'm not anti it. It can be the most loving thing for a body. But sometimes if you just do hormone replacement, you don't fix the underlying cause of the stress, and then the body stays in a stress state, which is not healthy for us. So that's the secret. If your brain is really getting worrisome to you, then you really want to get some support. There's a test I love, it's called the brain span, that really tells us how much inflammation is going on in our brains, what cognitive functions are changing. There's, of course, doing a hormone panel and an adrenal panel. All of those things are going to help us figure out what's going on in your brain, so that you don't have to just sit back and wonder, gosh, am I developing dementia or something? No. I mean, yes, you can if you don't do something about it, but you don't have to. There's a lot we can do to get those brains back online and actually better than ever. I hope you found this helpful. Sending you so much love. If you need any support, know that I'm here. If you like this video and you're watching it on YouTube, like it down below. If you receive this as an email and you have questions for me, go ahead and just shoot us a return response and let me know what you'd like me to talk about, because I'm happy to talk about any subject almost any subject, in order to support you guys. Sending you so much love.